Hello everyone, thank you for watching. The title of this video is called My Favorite Childhood Memory. So, when I was almost 15, which was in 2002, I was at a camp called Camp Courageous, which is located in Monticello, Iowa. I was living in Iowa at the time, and I had an opportunity to climb up one of the hardest rocks at the campsite. It was called Mudslide. Now, what was particularly interesting about this was that a lot of the camp counselors and people were trying to dissuade me from going up it because they weren't really able to complete it. Most of them weren't able to complete it, and many of the campers weren't even able to complete it. But I persisted, and I demonstrated my level of competency with rock climbing by climbing up the easiest rock face. Now, a year, or actually 2 years prior to that, I'd gone up and rock climbed in Colorado when I was up there. Now, when I climbed up the first rock face, which the other campers climbed, not all of them made it because many of them were afraid, and so not all of them necessarily made it. Well, when I wanted to do it, nobody else wanted to do it but me. So, and I was like, well, that's fine. I'm no stranger to paving the way or being a pioneer of any sorts. So, what I ended up doing was I convinced the counselors to let me give it a try. And so while the rest of the campers were out fishing, I proceeded up Mudslide. And why Mudslide was so difficult was because there weren't a lot of places where you could grab a hold, which required a lot of strenuous activity in the part of being able to pull myself up with my body weight. And people might say, well, that's like doing pull-ups, but this is not like doing pull-ups, because this is where you have to stretch, you have to explore the rock face, all while trying to keep balance and keep from falling off the face. Even though I was strapped in with a harness, I had a helmet on, and so it was strenuous. Plus, on top of that, it was hot. It was hot and humid that day. So as I was making my way up the rock face, I reached about the halfway point, or close to it, and the counselor that was accompanying me and was at the top of the face said, "You need to hurry up because it's about 3:30 and we gotta be back by 4 o'clock and meet them over in the fishing area." And I snapped. I said, it took me long enough to persuade you to allow me to come up, and I said, I'm not coming down off this rock. I'm making it to the top. So, and I did. So I managed to find a place to grab, and I pulled myself up, and I continued to pull myself up to the top. Now, there are many important life lessons in this. The first thing is, when people tell you not to do something and you have to go it alone, go it alone. Do it. Because just because other people may give in to fear doesn't mean that you should give in to their fears. And always challenge yourself. Always push yourself to places and heights that you want to go. Not heights and depths and places that other people want to go, but do things because you want to do them. And don't be shy about going alone, or about doing things that you want to do that others have fears and insecurities about, because that has an effect on them. But unless you allow it to have an effect on you, it won't have an effect on you. So the other thing too is persevere. Just because at any point I could have given up and said, I'm not finishing this. I'm just going to come down because this is too difficult. But there was nothing more satisfying than getting up to the top. And when I got up to the top, I was like, I did it, you know what I mean? And it was so exciting and just so inspirational. And I felt on cloud nine at that moment in my childhood. And so in life, we have a lot of obstacles that we have to get past. We have a lot of things that stand in our way. But the important thing is that we have to remember my story of climbing up that rock face, of persevering when other people would have rather seen me give up and not do it at all. And I did it. So if I can climb up a rock face, and one of the hardest rock faces to climb at this particular site, then I can overcome any obstacle in life. And even though it's not always easy, sometimes slow and steady wins the race, and sometimes it's a matter of perseverance. So I hope that this helped you, and I'll see you next time.